Bonjour, I'm Miles. This is Tessa, or should I say, je m'appelle Miles. Hey, Tessa. This was Sss2 Swing 2012. Our level 1 class. We're going to do everything that we did for level 1 for you guys.
Les bracelets orange. Okay?
Alright, so the first thing we did, we were talking a lot about our anchor and making sure you guys really get that our anchor is a weight placement of our weight on our heel and moving our bodies from our center. We don't want to lean back from our shoulders. We want to move back from our center so your hip is sticking out a bit and you're rested, guys on your right foot, ladies on your left foot behind. So when we do any pattern like a sugar push, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and settle back 6 into our anchor. So we have a little more weight going on. It's not enough just to triple 5 and 6 because now we're not anchored. So make sure that we both anchor all the time at the end of every pattern. So you guys can see it on this side. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. We're settled back. Weight is over top of our heels, but we're on our own.
Okay.
The next concept we were talking about is going beyond that, and it's the boing. Remember the boing? We talked about the stretch. So once we anchor, before we move our ladies, we move our center away from our hand. Boing, boing. Using the elbow to expand and the shoulder to lift. Boing. Before we launch her, 1, 2. So every move should be starting off 5 and boing. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 and anchor. Boing. 1. 4, 5 and boing. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Remember to boing in multiple positions. Boing, boing. Oh, in closed position. Boing, boing. And away you go.
And compression.
And compression is the opposite. So it's moving our center towards our hand. Remember, it should be 4 kilos maximum weight on both sides. When we stretch, 4 kilos. That's it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 kilo. 1, 2, 3, 4 kilo. Gradually, not sudden.
Right.
Okay? And this way is rigid, like a steering wheel. And this way is like shock absorbers. And this is gradual, rigid,
Right.
flexible. Rigid, flexible. Okay? And what else? Rolling to the feet.
Rolling.
Yeah.
When we walk in our swing dance, we want to make sure that we are using our entire foot. So we're starting on the tip of the toe, pushing down onto the ball of the foot. Then the arch, then the heel touches. And then finishing with a straight knee, as Tessa shows there. We want to use the entire foot with all of our steps when we're stationary or moving backwards. When we walk forwards, we walk like a normal human, heel strike, and again straightening the knee. I still see a lot of dancers using their heel and their bent knees.
Do that.
We never want 2 bent knees in our swing.
Okay.
So roll, 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 roll,
Anchor.
roll, 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 roll. And I don't need to pick my toe up. We just need to use the whole foot. So you don't want to feel like you're marching either.
JD, ouvre les chevilles. Okay.
Open your ankle.
Yep, that's right. Good job. Okay. Try to whip, basket whip.
Then we were teaching you guys the basket whip. So remember, this is an 8 count pattern. I'm going to walk back 1, picking up her hand on count 2 as we start off like our underarm turn, guys. Now on 3, leaders, you want to lead your right arm down the line of dance. You do not want to push with your left. You're going to pull her down 3 and allow the hand to go over her head on and pull her back on 4. Noticing I get out of her way on 4. Walking around 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ideally, this makes the ladies go in a perfectly straight line. When she comes forward, she moves forward and back. I go around her. Do not make her run around you, leaders. Lazy bugger. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. I didn't move my foot in time, and Tessa got caught on my laces. So move your feet. 4, 4.
Okay, last we're spinning.
Turn technique. Ooh, the juicy stuff. So remember with our turn technique, we want to be on the ball of our foot, and you want to have your center over it. So practice at home, standing on one foot, nose in line with toes. Then change your weight to the next foot, and change your weight. Go forward, go backwards. You should be able to momentarily pause or wait. You don't want to go and constantly fall. All of your power comes from your torso, as Tess is demonstrating here. So when you load up, you twist your torso and release the power through the shoulders. You don't want to kick with your feet. It's all about your upper body. And you want to use half the power that you think. 1 turn, half power. 2 turns, 1 power. And away you go.
And then leave the heel down to slow down.
To slow down, if you've got really slippery shoes, then you want to be using the heel. So Tessa, about 1/4 of the turn away from the end. So she's turning. She's ball. Right about now, she puts her heel down and allows it to work as a brake to slow her down into the corner for more balance. Lastly, step away at the end and anchor.
I said, with the hair, spot, eyes on the prize. And then when you're finished, spit yourself out into the anchor. So,
and away we go. Leaders, for leading them, what we want to think about is on a stationary turn, I'm leading with my wrist. The example we used was our whip, 3 and 4, 5, pushing over the hands with my middle 2 fingers on 6, turning 7 and down and anchor 8. Noticing that I use mostly my wrist to stir that. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I don't have to lead her back. You guys don't have to push her. She should do it on her own. But if she's falling forward at you, don't be afraid to push her back into that anchor before you go. Then we talked about on a traveling turn. We want to be using more of our elbow leaders. 1, prepping 2. It's my elbow that causes the turn. Because now we are going with an elliptical. When we're on the spot, I turn in a circle. Right? Perfect circle. When we travel, I turn like an egg. So it always makes it move more when I push from my elbow. And there we go. So I'm pushing. Again, middle 2 fingers for me.
So outside turn. The ladies make a cup, thumb up. Make a cup rigid inside. And the leader stirs like a bike pedal. Stirs. And for anti-clockwise, thumb down, make the cup. Anti-clockwise, thumb down. Okay?
And away we go.
I think that was it for turning.
We had a blast with you, level 1.
We love Orange. Nous adorons Orange. Merci. Notre site web est milesetessa.com. Miles is spelled avec un Y. That's yay! Okay, we did some technique with you. We started off with la loi de Newton, Newton's law of inertia.
Remember,
Inertie.
an object in motion stays in motion until acted upon by an outside force. So followers, you must adhere to this in your West Coast swing. The leader needs to initiate your movement, and you keep going until he tells you something new. Do not turn yourself around to face him or stop yourself because you were told the slot is right here.
Nope.
Right?
Keep going.
Make him make you stop. Make him make you go away. Okay? It makes for more authentic leading and following when the guys are in control of where you go. It allows for more boing in the dance.
Okay.
Yeah. Next was
Boing.
boing.
Yeah.
Speaking of boing, remembering that what we want to do is at the end of our anchor, 5 and 6, we want to continue moving our center away from our hand, boing, on the and. And 1, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 1. Compression is the same thing, or a boing on the inside. 1, 2, boing and go. Triple step. 2, 3
Compression.
and 4, 5 and boing. Boing.
Move it.
Boing. 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 So every direction change we have has a boing to it. Has one either stretch or compression going on.
Now when we boing, we have to make sure that we keep our dance posture. You want the same position as playing a sport, but higher. The same position as walking upstairs.
So
you
it's
don't
called-
walk upright
It's-
with your hips underneath you. This is your
Pitch. We always are pitch forward. So when we boing, our butt is furthest back, not your shoulders and not flat. Some of you will try and go shoulder and hip together, but that is still too upright. Put your bum back. Boing, boing. And now we stay here the whole time. As we move, we are always
It
pitched.
doesn't change. It's the same all the dance long.
I'm dancing, I'm standing.
And this is
I'm
easier.
dancing, I'm standing. I'm dancing, standing. Dancing, standing, dancing.
This is also easier to roll through the feet. When you have your hips under and your pants are flat, when you try to roll,
It's stiff
okay?
and awkward.
So to relax the bum, pitch forward, the legs are free to roll. This is good. Toe, ball, arch, heel, knee straight every time. It's not balanced. So you want to be grounded and balanced. Roll, knee, roll to the knee.
Yes.
Okay? What else do
And
we do?
frame. We were
Oh.
talking about frame. Remember, compression and stretch are the shock absorbers of your car. They need to be pliable. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Just making it more French. Boingy,
Boingue,
boingy, boingy, boingy.
Bonye.
I don't know. When we talk about steering or lateral movement or rotational movement, this is where we want stiff, rigid frame. And this comes in from using your whole shoulder. Ladies, turn your elbows down and allow the shoulder to do the work. Okay? So as I'm going side to side here, Tessa gives me perfect resistance. She's also pushing out. Remember, we played the blades, where she pushes at me a little bit the whole time, outwards, and I push inwards. And away we go.
So we match the same pressure.
So boing and boing and boing, solid, 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 solid. Boing, solid. The idea that we used was on our underarm turn, 1, 2, 3, and on count 4 liters. My index finger, I push on the side of her hand as I engage my pec muscle on 4.
I push back with the same pressure that he's giving me, which engages my frame, and my center and hand move together as a unit.
Now I can take my hand and center and walk her 5 and 6.
I can feel it. It's not a visual leap. I can feel it.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. I'm
Okay?
using all of that pre-information in my finger and hand to get her frame to solidify, get solid. Now I can move her. It's too much to go right on 5, 3 and, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 then. Will happen every time.
2.
On 4.
4.
Peck and finger.
Okay, and I think that's all we did with the 4 screen. So thanks very much.
We had a good time.
Thank you. Violet.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
J'ai Miles.
J Miles?
I
No,
know.
J Miles. Il est Miles. Il s'appelle Miles.
I'm trying.
You just said I have Miles. I said no, I
do.
have Miles.
I do have Miles.
No, I have Miles.
Anyways.
Okay.
First thing we did with you guys, we were starting off with rolling our feet. Very important that we use the entire foot, starting on the tip of the toe to the ball of the foot, then rolling through the arch, heel, knee straight. Remember that happens every time we move backwards or on the spot.
Or sideways.
Or sideways. As we walk forward, you walk like a normal human being. And also you want to remember that if we have to cross our feet, you want to cross your feet at the ankles and calves by allowing one foot to relax. Your back foot should relax. You don't want to be caught in the pee-pee position when you're dancing. It's very attractive. 1, oh God, gotta pee. I know. 1, relax, and go. Triple step.
Okay.
Then we were talking about your hitches. Hitches is a delayed anchoring system. So instead of counting out our first movement and walking on count 1, we're going to delay our stretch. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I continue to move my body all the way into count 1 and I pop my knee to make that accent. 1, and now we replace whatever we used to do with and 2. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2. Noticing that we can go in front, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, behind, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, or side, 1 and 2. But all the time our centers move away and go. Triple step,
Right.
away and go. So have fun with that because it keeps your body flowing more, and we love hitches.
The next workshop we did was about the post. A post is a lead to stay. So Miles uses the post to stop his hand from traveling, which makes my hand stop traveling, which makes me stop traveling. So whenever Miles wants me to stay, that's what he uses. I have 10 kilometers an hour of momentum going this way. He gives me 10 kilometers an hour of momentum going this way, so it's equal,
Remember,
which makes it neutral.
It's in your shoulders, guys. You don't want to go 3 and pull. It's not in your arm, it's in your shoulder. 1, 2, 3 and stick. It could be on count 2. The moves that we use this rotating pass, 1 catching 2, putting the post on so the guys can turn, and make sure the ladies stay there. 1 post, turn and go, triple step. Another move that we did was on our left side pass. We walked your lady in 1, prepping 2, turning 3, with a little push on 4. And we want to stop her using the post here. Now you could play with your follower and turn her to the right. You can play with your follower, slide down her arm and turn her to the left. Or you could use yet another post, keep the post, and move yourself. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, which is my favorite. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, go 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6.
Okay.
Works very well into a left side move.
So post is about neutralizing the energy, not pulling back and not seizing up very hard.
Right.
It's more relaxed. All right. The last topic we did was slot deviations, which explains instead of the slot being straight like a slingshot, like a catapult, and narrow, it's now wider.
Like a pool table, billiards table. So what we want to be doing here
If this is the pool table here,
is Tessa is free to move around inside of this table if she wants. Now on count 4, we have 4 options. She can come back to me on her own. I can bring her back by engaging my pack and bring her back. I can go to her, 5 and 6, or I could just leave her there and move her down that side of the line. So if we end up floating to the other side,
that's okay.
it doesn't matter. I now lead something to my right, and away we go. So this shaping can also be used by the guys. Maybe the ladies want to stay still, and guys want to move a little bit more. We get to dance across the slot, leaders, not up and down the slot. But ladies now can enjoy some freedom across the slot as well. As another example. We didn't show that one in class, but that's a great example of it.
Great. Thanks very much, folks. Violet. À tout à l'heure. Lots of musicality in these workshops. We started off with groove. And groove is the pulse, no zombie dancing.
Well, groove and pulse are separate, so remember this.
Right.
Pulse is that little rocking action happening in your body at all times, right? The tick going back and back and back, or your knees going back and back and back. And this happens in every movement you do. You should have a slight pulse. It can be bigger with a happy, exciting song, or it could be very, very calm, but it's never gone.
Never quiet. Always something.
Okay? Groove is anything that we're doing that is not swing. So if I'm standing around at the end of my pattern and I'm jamming my body, or if I'm just grooving footwork, this is all groove because it's not a swing-based pattern. If I bring her into close and I'm moving her body, this is groove. The underlying thing for all of your groove is pulse. Because your groove looks hilarious if it's not pulsing.
Right. So we gave the formula. Rather than pattern, 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 this sucks. So for the men, think of for every uber pattern.
Every crazy pattern you have.
Okay,
2 to 4 counts of groove.
So my eyeballs can stop spinning.
Then 2 relatively easy patterns. Relatively easy patterns. Okay, uber move
Uber
time.
pattern again. Okay.
Groove, groove, relative
2
easy move.
easy patterns. So that's a good formula. That's a good formula, grosso modo, in general, more or less.
Right.
Okay?
It's not a law, just a guideline.
Right. What was the second word you said?
Then we were dealing with your invitation.
Oh yeah, the
leaders.
invitation lead. Ladies, how to play. And there are rules to the game. There are 2 types of lead. 1, assertive. 2, invitational. So I changed my voice.
When I'm over on this side, my intentional lead leaders, I am leading or giving her information from count 1 to count 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. On an invitation lead, I initiate her momentum and then back off my connection. 1, 2. I give her a very light connection. I am no longer pulling her or guiding her after count 2.
My inertia continues me down the slot, but he doesn't care how I finish. It's like he asked me on a date, and I get to choose the restaurant. Okay? So that means I have choices. Choice 1, nothing. Plain, basic, regular.
It's an invitation. You can deny the invitation.
Yeah, I can refuse. Choice number 2, I can pause and continue. Choice number 3, I can change directions. Choice number 4, I can extend the pattern with whatever body movements I like. 2 or 4 counts is standard. It's okay. The leader will wait for me to look at him, square up, and anchor.
Anchor is the most important, guys. That is really what you're looking for when your lady's playing around. I'm just waiting for that anchor. There we go. And then I'll take over my lead again.
This means I'm done and ready and you can lead again.
Yes.
But don't pull me unless you see the anchor.
As she's playing leaders, I want you to hang out on the side of the slot. Don't get in her way. She can be backing up. So if you do your regular footwork, it's fun once. So just hang out and groove. Dance your body while you watch her. And then we take over and go back to regular dancing.
Okay.
In your formula that we did earlier, now you can change it so that all your relative easy moves can have invitation on
Just
them.
explain.
So I could go uber move, invitation, invitation.
This makes
uber
for
move, groove,
this,
invitation.
this makes for a nice conversation, not a lecture. It's much better, men. Thank you. Okay, the last topic we did was
Lyrical versus rhythmic. This is the one where we played different songs and made you guys move differently.
Remember, you have to respect the timing of West Coast swing. You must show the triples for the majority of the dance. You must show the stretch for the majority of the dance. You can't just take it and get rid of it for the musicality. That's not West Coast. It has to be majority stretch and triples.
So, 2 ways that we can accent the music. We were using the song Boom Boom Pow. No, boom, 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 boom. Is I can just move her body with groove. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
As long as I'm matching the sound. This doesn't work. Boom, 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 boom. Or I can shape my pattern, change my timing to make it work. Boom, 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 boom. By not tripling, I'm fitting the sound better. We did the same thing. You guys have to practice that with Billie Jean. And then we did the same thing with the song by John Mayer, Free Fallin'. The one thing that you want to remember with Free Fallin' is that if you start an accent and it keeps going, like in the chorus, and I'm free.
Keep going until the sound stops.
Free falling, right? Do not get caught. Free. Must do my move, must do my move. As the sound is continuing to go. So if you start an accent, commit to that accent until it's done. Then go back to the rest of your dance.
Okay, we had so much fun with Force Blue, and if you like more information about the musicality, we have 2 really good videos. For the puppeteering manipulation of your partner, Synergy Skills DVD on our website. The second one is just like that class, Lyrical versus Rhythmic Movement DVD. Awesome, one of our best sellers. We had so much fun. Thanks a lot, Blue. Hi.
Hola.
Pink also close, right?
I don't see a red light.
Pink
Is
group.
red light on?
Hasn't been on the whole time. That's okay.
I saw a red light earlier.
No, it's okay. Trust her. She's a professional.
Okay, one more time. Hi there. Oh, there it is. This is our pink class.
Yes.
Level 5. You guys were awesome.
All right.
So a couple things we were doing. We just wanted to remind you guys about the inertia. Ladies, commit to that momentum. Make him stop you. Make him change your direction. Too many of you change and stop on your own or dance on your own. You don't use him enough. Make him move you. Remember though that you can also request information. So sometimes, ladies, as you're going through a pattern, if you want to use him for more leverage, you can request by giving him a little more tone, a little more connection. And when he reciprocates, now you can use him for your stuff. Don't just do it on your own. Don't just come through the pattern and just drop yourself without him attached. Give him the information. Let him say, I'm with you. Let's do this. And away we go.
I'm pushing against his hand Normally in the rest of the dance, this much. So I have a constant kissing pressure all the time in the dance, in addition to stretch and compress. And when I want more, I ask for more. I ask for a harder kiss so he can support me as I'm trying to do some leverage moves.
Yes.
Okay? That's only for advanced dancers.
Leaders, we want to be using more of a constant connection during the majority of our dance. A lot of us are used to using a passive lead where we initiate her momentum and let the rest go. That's too open for her to play. If you need her somewhere, tell her to go there by keeping a constant level of this pressure, like Tessa was just saying, on at all times. You don't want to be going on, up. It's too open for her, and again, she'll play with that.
And the move that we showed was a telemark with a drop.
Oh yeah, we clarified your telemarks for you guys. So remember in the telemark movement, 1, 2, she rolls in, 3, and the important thing here, guys, is that you let her step on foot. You're going to step on or you could think of it on forehand. You're just behind her, and then you want to move through her body. You do not want to go around her. 5, 6, 7, and 8. The other variation that we did on that is we started it off like the telemark, and then we did a bit of a dip to 3, and as I step on my 4, this time I'm going to step to the inside of the track, pushing her down like the beginning of a dip, and then I step over her, which makes her sit down, picking her back up. Away we go. On this side, 1, 2, 3, and whee! Through our telemark with an egg drop. Is what that's commonly known as.
That was a fun one.
Yes, that was a fun move for you.
Double compression. Quick.
Double compression. Our double compression. We asked you guys to show us your hitches and your delayed ones. Remember that a hitch is an accented movement. So we want to pulse it out in the knee, pulse it out in the body. And to make these make sure that they work, guys, we have to use double compression, which is a double bounce to get her back there. The action is on our 5 and 6, taking our center and going away towards away. On the towards is a very short compression to then bounce off of into our stretch. I delay that now a little bit later, 5 and 6, 1 and 2 to make my hitch. 5 and 6, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6.
Now,
on a delayed one, leaders, you don't have to use compression because it's a smooth movement. So on a delayed one, you're just allowing her momentum to keep going. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2, 3, and it will always have a float. And then 2, 3, and 4. But it is very different than an actual hitch. So a hitch is an accent. We want to make our one big, lead it with compression.
both syncopations are variations. They are not basic.
Yeah.
So use them sparingly. We've had so much fun here at Sss2 Swing 2012. Thank you so much. Our website for instructional DVDs and to keep up with our global travels and our workshops is milesandtessa.com. Miles is spelled with a Y. Or CanadianSwingChampions.com. Merci à tous.
Au revoir.